All right, shalom, 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 peace, welcome, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. It's your brother Amath. I acquire first name IQ is all the same. This is another episode. DSTM, don't shoot the messenger. You already know what time it is. Um, last Sabbath I discussed pondering the idea of doing what I wanted to call the mag dump, the magazine dump, where I let off some rounds, quick fire stuff, rather than doing some of the marathon classes. I know y'all love the marathons, but sometimes it can be overwhelming information wise, and stuff goes over people's heads. It could be a good thing too because it makes you go back a couple times, rewatch it, and just collecting this information, these scriptures and current events, so forth and so on, and then helps you build your own portfolio of understanding as we're moving into these last days and times. So we're gonna start off right now. Lord willing, everybody as well. Uh, do me a favor, if you please. Make sure you wipe your feet when you came in here, man. Hit the like button. Show some love, man. Also, like, share. If you have not yet, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Double check your notifications. Double check your subscriptions because yes, YouTube has been unsubscribing people from the channel. Surprise, surprise. And I'm getting that from multiple people. They're not getting the notifications. They're checking their subscriptions on their channels, and our channel is missing on some people's YouTube channel. So the folly continues, but the work also continues. So without further ado, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, White Howard Shai, and let's get right to it, man. So I got a few, three on deck. Three on deck. I'm gonna let off, and we're gonna talk about Elon Musk utilizing Starlink to expand internet to remote islands or to remote areas in the Amazon, and has turned out the indigenous tribal people of the Amazon with the corruption of the internet. We'll talk about that very shortly. We're also going to talk about the House passing a bill that is going to automatically draft your sons, your daughters into the draft in preparation for World War III, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. If you've got a child 18 to 26, they're getting ready to automatically draft them and bring them into the war. A lot of our people are concerned about that. So we're going to look at that. And then also, the same city that got reparations over in Evansville, Illinois, so called reparations uh, for the descendants of slavery. They were given $25,000 um, for towards first home buyerships, home repairs, so forth and so on. They had to utilize it for specific means. It later got amended, and they gave $25,000 checks to those who wanted to opt out. Guess what, man? Yeah, the white folks over there is mad, so they're suing the city for doing that. Isn't that justice for you? Imagine that. All right. So without further ado, let's get to it, man. Let us get to it. Um, Slacker, here we go. All right. Story number one. Here we go. Remote Amazon tribe finally connects to the internet, only to wind up hooked on porn and social media. That's what we always say, man. A gift. I mean, excuse me. The internet can be a gift and a curse, man. As much as we utilize it, I'm utilizing it right now. So I won't be a hypocrite and say this is a bad tool. It can be utilized for good. Look how much great works it's provided for the nation of Israel and waking up our people, teaching the word of repentance, enlightening our people to true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, fearing the Most High. It's done wonders. It's done wonders. But at the same time, man, the back doors and the traps and the pitfalls and the stumbling blocks are all laid out. And it's all geared in what everyone is addicted to: social media, streaming services, so forth and so on. Right? They know what they're doing. They made a documentary about it called the Social Dilemma. That's on Netflix. Go check it out. It's a psychological warfare game that they utilized with introducing the internet, having what I like to call the crystal ball in your pockets and purses, being able to produce whatever you want anytime you want, especially now with AI and the technologies that come along with it. You damn near can have produce anything you want with the swipe or rub of that phone. You know, Steve Jobs, co-founder of Microsoft, before he passed away, said that he did not allow technology in his home. This has come from the same devil who created it. Why would he say, my kids can't have that, but yours can? Because he knew where it was coming from. See, now I'm jumping off track. Uh, just to prove it. He said, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs limited screen time for their kids. Steve Jobs was a low tech parent. Why Steve Jobs and Bill Gates both severely limited their kids' technology? Look at it. The reason Steve Jobs didn't let his children use an iPad. See, they know the poisons that they put out there. They know the dangers. They know the psychological experimentations that they were doing amongst people. You know, they knew the gates of hell that they was opening up, introducing people to, and they said, "We're not going to do that. That's hypocritical all day long." And the scriptures say, "A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor." So they knew that they were introducing a technology that was going to destroy relationships, households, jobs, everything, right? But in like manner, because the Most High says everything must be done in balance, there is good that comes from it. In this scenario, no good, no good, right? Uh, Let me get a scripture as well, because it come from so-called white man. It must be good, you know. Elon's looking out. He wants everybody connected. But that's part of the beast system. They want everybody intertwined and interconnected into the system because that's how the information, that's how everything is going to be funneled from the central bank digital currencies to the information flows to the tracking. Everything is going to be on there, right? Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. See, this is why we see, man, the people in the all the way into the Amazon, man. You know, back in the day, we used to always think like, but how are they going to get the word? You know, if we got to, go into the interiors of third world countries where technology is limited and all of that other stuff, man, don't worry. The so-called white man's going to make that happen, man. You know, when it was passing out and signing up everybody into the Obama phones, everybody got phones. They want to make sure whether you was homeless or whether you was living in a 30-story high rise penthouse, everybody was going to be interconnected into this particular system, right? Everybody's going to be into the world wide web. Everybody's going to be intertwined and caught in this web. A reclusive tribe in the Amazon finally got hooked up to the internet thanks to Elon Musk, only to be torn apart by social media and pornography addiction, the elders complained. Brazil's 2,000 member Marubu tribe has been left bitterly divided by the arrival of Tesla's founder Starlink service 9 months ago, which connected the remote rainforest community along the Itui River to the web for the first time. Did you see that? 2,000 member tribal group bitterly divided. White man comes over there, man, and divides them up within 9 months. You're talking about a people who have been for centuries living isolated away from the corruption of the so-called white man. But as soon as he comes in, what does he do? Brings division, destroys. 2,000 members. Now the young against the old, they're divided now. Why? Because a white man comes over here and says, I got a gift for you. Don't you want to be like us? Don't you want to be like outside society? Don't you want to be like America? Don't you want, and look what they do. They come in and destroy. What did they do when they came over here, man, to the shores of South America, Central America? The Caribbean islands, they want to come over here and they bring in their false doctrines of religion. They're bringing in their colonization. They're bringing in their smallpox and whooping cough and everything else, that's seducing other tribes to join them and fight against their rival tribes, bringing more division, more destruction, right? So 2,000 member Marubu tribe has been left bitterly divided by the arrival of the Tesla founder Starlink 9 months ago. In 9 months, he destroyed this tribal society. When it arrived, everyone was happy. Oh, a gift destroyed at the heart, right? Sayanama Marubu, 73, told the New York Times. But now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people. See, what does the scripture tell us to do? Y'all already know where I'm going. Proverbs 3 says what? Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Well, unfortunately, they had no filter. They had no foreknowledge on how to protect the tribe. They said, no, they were so happy that they was getting ready to get the internet. Little did they know what that was going to do to them and their tribe, their customs, and everything else. Learn the ways of the so-called white man. Now they're divided and all jacked up. The Marubu are a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public. But Alfredo Maruba, all Maruba use the same last name, said he is anxious that the arrival of the service, which delivers super-fast internet to far-flung corners of the planet, has been billed as a game changer by Musk and could upend standards of decorum. So at one point they had a strong morality. Here comes a white man with his fornicating ways. Remember, lest there be any fornicator or vile as Esau. He comes in and shares the love. Here, this is what I'm up to. This is what I like. Come join me. Alfredo said many young Maruba men have been sharing porn videos and group chats, and he has already observed more aggressive sexual behavior in some of them. And where they learning from? The so-called white man. Look at it. I'm not gonna read any more of this. Y'all can go check it out, man. New York Times. Indigenous tribes down there in Brazil, man. Possibly could be our people down there, learning the corrupt ways of the so-called white man. Well, let me give one more precept about that. One more. Let's go to the law. Exodus 23. Look at verse 8. Exodus 23 and 8 says, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. See, the Most High didn't deal with bribery, didn't deal with us having improper balances by accepting gifts for judgments and things of that nature. The Lord said, man, don't accept any gift that could corrupt, any gift that could destroy your mentality, anything that would stand in the ways of the laws and the morality of the Most High, don't do it. But you see what happens? The white man comes over there smiling and acting like he's got your best interest at heart. But meanwhile, he's looking to destroy and to divide. And he did a splendid job down there with the Maruba tribe. Let's move on. Really concerning, knowing that we're looking at World War III on deck. All of the cards are on the table. Everybody knows. We've been seeing it, chronicling it for years now. In particular, especially on DSTM, you constantly see me starting off damn near everyone regarding where we're at with World War III. Conscription has already been discussed, meaning the draft over in Europe. They're already putting it on the table, ready to go for broke. Now America is following suit. This could only let you know that this is on the table. War is being prepared. Okay, whether you like it, I like it, doesn't matter. This is what it is. And for those of us who have children, I've got 2 boys. Both fall within this range. Right? And let alone that, Esau's greedy. He's going to get the migrants, everybody he's bringing on over here, man, signing them up. Just like in Rome, they had the Vandals and certain barbarian tribes. They had to align and let in because they was facing other opposition from the Huns and other invaders. And that helped, destroy and bring down Rome because they were being invaded and migrations of barbaric tribes was coming in, you know. But America's gonna say, "Come on in," but guess what? Vote Sloppy Joe, because we're giving you debit cards and we're giving you housing vouchers and setting you up in hotels, and we're doing everything else for you. But we're gonna need you to register and fight for good old Uncle Sam. So the House passes a defense bill automatically registering men 18 to 26. The selective service is already mandatory for male citizens, U.S. citizens 18 to 24. So it's already mandatory, right? But the problem is that everybody's not being compliant with submitting their information for the selective service, right? So because they're having a low turnout with people doing it based upon obligation, now they're saying, well, if you ain't gonna do it on your own, we're gonna automatically do it for you. You know, we're gonna automatically do it for you. And for those who are like, oh, well, good thing my son is only 10, or my son is you know 8 right now. Guess what? If you remember last week, we had last Sabbath, I covered a story where Slow Biden signed a 10-year deal for military defense with Ukraine. So they're already anticipating a 10-year war or longer, right? So, they in their minds, and it's all in the will of the Most High, however long or when this thing pops off, they're going to look to extend it. So whether your son is a daughter is affected right now or not, long term, they want everybody, right? Daniel 8, it says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. See, what do I always say? America's supposed to be the peacekeepers of the earth, the police keepers of the earth, right? Through their military might, the over 700 military bases they have throughout the world, that they're the world's peacekeepers. They're the ones that's supposed to be establishing justice in the earth. How are they going to do that? Well, we need to keep recruiting. We need more bodies, right? But through his policy. So he's establishing this defense bill saying now it's mandatory. We need you up in here. The House of Representatives passed a measure on Friday automatically registering men aged 18 to 26 for selective service. It was part of the annual National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, which sets out the U.S. government's military and national security priorities over the next fiscal year. This year's NDAA authorizes $895.2 billion in military spending, a $9 billion increase for the fiscal year of 2024. So we see Slow Biden is a warmongering. He's getting up that money for these wars. He's preparing, right? Now look at this. While it hasn't been invoked in over half a century, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register for the selective service, also known as the military draft, when they turn 18. Failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges. So this is what they do. They mail it out and they tell you, hey, you need to register right now, or else. And the problem is that people are taking this chance rather than, following suit, right? Supporters of the amendment argue that it would cut down on bureaucratic red tape and help U.S. citizens avoid unnecessary legal issues, as well as cutting down on the taxpayer dollars going toward prosecuting those cases. So just imagine, they know that they don't have the resources, the taxpayer dollars, prosecutors, let alone the jail space for all of the millions of people who is not, registering or getting their sons signed up. So they're saying, okay, well, instead of that, we can't enforce this like that. We're just going to automatically do it, whether they like it or not, right? It was led by Representative Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, a Democrat of Pennsylvania, and passed in the House Armed Services Committee's versions of the NDAA in May. The NDAA advanced through the committee in an overwhelming 57-1 vote. Here she goes right here. Good old raggedy looking hag of a white woman wants you so-called blacks and Latinos on the front lines fighting for them. Warmongering damn Edomite heathen woman is the reason why, right? By using available federal databases, the Selective Service Agency will be able to register all of the individuals required and thus help ensure that any future military draft is fair and equitable, Houlihan said during the debate last month, according to Defense News. This will also allow us to redirect resources. Basically, that means money towards reading readiness and towards mobilization rather than towards education and advertising campaigns driven to register people. So she's basically letting it be known that by the automatic draft, they're putting the situation where once they're drafted, it's already ready to roll. They're saving money saying, well, we won't have to, put out all these Army ads and Army commercials and Uncle Sam wants you and sending the Marines and all them walking around neighborhood to neighborhood saying, have you ever thought about joining the Army? Here's all opportunities. Hey, we got an office right around the corner. Come on over and register with us. They're saying we ain't got to spend money on that. Automatically register them, and then when it's time to pull their card, when this World War III jumps off, man, it's already ready to go and mobilization is on deck. The NDAA also included the largest ever military pay raise in history, with a 19.5% increase for junior enlisted troops and a 4.5% increase for others. So, it's already on deck, man. It's already on deck. They want the recruitment in. They want, our people getting swept into this war. I know some of y'all are saying, well, what can we do? What are we going to do? We'll address that in the future. But because of, these little legal issues, and we can't discuss how to break the law. We can't discuss how to, get off of the felony. Definitely not on the internet. You already know. So, yeah, that's all I can say about that, man. I don't know. The only thing, right? I'm gonna just put it like this: it's went through the House of Representatives, but it still needs Slow Biden's signature. It still needs Slow Biden's signature to be made law. So it's not all the way there yet, but it's pretty much 3/4 of the way done. So what's going to probably happen if Slow Biden wins this election? He's going to sign this, and it's a wrap from there. He's going to probably play. Who knows if this gets addressed during his campaign run, and he's seeing the spirit that people ain't with it, then he's going to probably stand on the barricade. Oh no, you know how he does. He's going to please the crowd because he needs them votes. But then, of course, when he's speaking fair, don't believe him. When he gets in, he's signing it. You already know Trump loves the smoke. So, he's going to sign it. So, stuck between a rock and a hard place at this point. So, for right now, we pray to the Most High that it doesn't get signed into law for those of us who may be affected. And we're looking for wisdom and knowledge to maintain stability, strength of salvation, and uplifting of faith if it does get passed. So, we're going to have to adjust accordingly depending on what happens. So I'll leave it at that. All right, last one before we close out. Look at this. City gets sued for paying hundreds of black residents $25,000 in reparations. Look, you niggas can't have nothing. You can complain, you can whine, you can talk about reparations all day. You can talk about what's owed to you. And remember the council and the committee out here in California? They had a whole committee about reparations task force unit, and Governor Gruesome said he was signing it off. Yeah, we're gonna find out. I'm assigning a task unit to figure out how much do we owe you niggas. You know that ain't going down. Look what happened when they finally did get off a little bit of change to the people. Now the city is mad. They saying we suing back. We want the money back. Evanston, the Chicago suburb has been credited with launching the country's first government-funded reparations program for Black Americans. It has paid out nearly $5 million to 193 of the town's black residents over the past 2 years. But now a conservative advocacy group has filed a class action lawsuit to kill the program, arguing that it discriminates against the suburb's non-black residents. Isn't that the pot calling kettle black? Isn't the whole reason why reparations is because these same black residents were discriminated against? Now you're saying, hey, we know that this happened to you. There's been a bill proposed to try to make it right, and now you're claiming reverse discrimination. That's how wicked the so-called white man is. They won't even acknowledge that there was discrimination. It gets brought up as the point. This is the reason why they wanted reparations, because of discrimination. Then you double back and you say, well, yeah, but it's two wrongs don't make it right. You know, you niggas can't have that money. That's not fair. You know, this is why. This is why the so-called white man and his policies is demonic. This is why he's the devil. Look at it. Isaiah 10, verse 1 and 2. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So here they are talking about writing up these, reparation bills and, all of the discrimination that was going on, segregation, Jim Crow, sharecropping, slavery, cotton picking, tobacco, sugar cane, you name it. They put all these things into effect. Dred Scott law, everything. They put all these things into effect. The Homestead Act, all these unrighteous decrees, right? And causes grievousness which they prescribed. And then as soon as the tables turn and people saying, hey, you know what, can you make up for that, man? You jacked us up for centuries, generationally, you've set us back. There was a college study that they did here in California, and they said the wealth gap right now, I believe they said it would take 248 years for black people to catch up to white people right now, to close the wealth gap. If they just stopped white wealth right now, it would take us 248 years to catch up and be on an even playing field. You dig? And here they are saying, oh, we gave 25,000 that was restricted for the first year or so. It was only for housing needs or to purchase a home. Then when they, kind of put an uproar about that, then they said, okay, well, we'll start selectively sending out checks. And we're only talking 25,000. We ain't talking with inflation now and everything else, man, please. They acting like it was 25 million. But what happens? It says, verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. This is exactly what they're doing. So they're saying, oh, that's discrimination for you paying them out, right? The lawsuit is part of a wave of cases spurred by the Supreme Court's 2023 decision striking down affirmative action in college admissions. Conservative groups have since targeted diversity fellowships and waged a legal battle to force a federal minority business development agency to open up to white business owners. This program redistributes tax dollars based on race, said Tom Fenton, president of Judicial Watch, the group that filed a lawsuit against Evanston. That's just a brazen violation of the law. Isn't that something? But tax dollars have always been going to people based upon race. This system, the government is already lined up based upon race. The whole term and concept of white privilege is based upon race. What are you talking about, Tom Fenton? See, I'm not going to read any more. This is out of time's sake. Y'all can go ahead and look it up yourself. But the lesson to be learned in this, man, for my people, is let's look at this. Two scriptures, man, and we're gonna close out. Isaiah 26 and 10. It says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. See, the Most High will even get a so-called white man favor to try to make things right. See if he'll actually do it, And as soon as he gets the opportunity, as soon as he signs it up, what they do? They double back and they take it back, man. Backstabbers, they act like they're gonna be there for you, smile in your face. That whole nine, right? Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. Favor's there. He got the opportunity to make things right. He ain't even gonna do it. So black folks, man, Hispanic, stop looking for him to do things, to do right by you. It's not going down. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. It ain't going down, man. It's not going down. That's case in point. Last one, look at this. Isaiah 52, verse 3, it says, For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. So when we're looking at our deem of redemption, it's not going to take money. It ain't going to come through reparations. It's not going to come through those means. Get it out your head, so-called Negroes. And whatever cockamamie ideas you got in your head. Well, give us a free with no down payment mortgages so we can have home ownership. It ain't going down. Well, maybe if we don't pay taxes for the next 10 years, it ain't going down. Maybe if y'all give us a free business store spaces and we can get no. Well, how about another stimmy? No. All right. Our redemption is going to come without the need of money. All right. It's only going to come through us keeping the laws and the faith of Yahweh Shai. Bottom line. All right. So with that, I'm going to close out, man. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and don't shoot your messenger.